Hello, Homo sapiens. I'm Repa Kustipia. Today we are talking about the concept of Indonesians in providing a local food perspective. What is means by natural scenery. In Indonesia, there is the notions of perceptions, namely the direct response, acceptance of something, or the process of someone knowing several things through their five senses. From a physiological perspective, physiologicals is a branch of biology that studies living systems, and the five senses of the human body functions to know, recognize, and feel something. And if you took that the functions of the eye to see in viewing local food, and the eye is used to distinguish types of commodities both in terms of shapes, color, weight, and even from local food labels to be read or explored further. So the tongue is for tasting and tasting various flavors, and there are flavors that are used to being felt and for a taste. And for a taste, are aimed at commodities that don't originate from Indonesia and are not commonly used. And easy example is imported food. Indeed, a lot of it is mixed into local dish menus, and but because talking about local food is not included in the category of a local food. Well, the nose of Indonesians can read already recognize and often local dish from a local food, such as smelling from various spices, and then say shrimp paste, or we call it a terasi. Terasi made from a processed fish, and smelling the taste of processed aromas from example brewing tea from local peoples, or a coffee village and served in a restaurant. So often also smell the aromas of fried dish sold in traditional market. We call it gorengan in public place, such as stations, terminals. Yeah, in Indonesia a lot of terminals, yeah, and city parks, or squares, and even in school of various levels. Local food preparations with simple creations from the processors become a special aroma for Indonesians. Indonesians' ears. We talk about Indonesians' ears are very often bombarded with sounds. Last day you will hear about sotong, tahu bulat. Yeah, it's a variants of Indonesians' ears are very often bombarded with songs that lead to the sounds of local food products or local food commodities, such as the sounds of scratching agricultural tools and indicating dry paddy, which is spread out by farmer for dryings, the sounds of rice grindings machines that will become rice. So the sounds of the traders with their bedogs. Bedogs is a traditional equipment or knives to peel coconuts, where old coconut is used for coconut milk or santan, and the water from young coconut you can enjoy it directly as a water. Yeah. The voices of people roasting coffee or with a traditional step or a traditional method from the mountains in the traditional way with the help of the hot suns. Yeah, we got it. And the sounds of cooking utensils steaming cassava. Oh, it's a very good aroma. Sounds like that. This is from bread. Yeah, you can call it a bread, or we call it roti. Yeah, it's sounds of Indonesians ear. So sweet potatoes. For the next is the sweet potatoes from the kitchens, even the sounds of traders selling traditional foods, such as in the Tasikmalaya area. And there are putu cake sellers. Yeah, putu cake is a type of traditional Indonesian snack. We call it kue putu or putu ayu. Putu ayu is really different, but same with the categorized putu. Putu snack or kue putu is the from of the cake filled with the palm sugar and covered with a grated coconut and coarse grain rice flour. This cake is steamed by placing it in a slightly compacted bamboo tube. This cake is sold at a sunset until last at night, and then the sellers use bicycles, carts, and motorbikes with a fragrant aroma of pandanus and mixtures of sugar and coconuts. When I remember about the kue putu, and also I really like the taste of kue putu. For touch organs of the Indonesian people, like hand from hand, yeah. Of course, in terms of the functions of the five sense, there will be a lot of contact with a local food commodities and then various forms from sources of carbohydrates, animals. Proteins, yeah, source of vitamins and minerals because access is very easy here. Simply put, traders of vegetables and traditional foods come to the house, yeah, to offer their wares and automatically touch directly in touch for the benefits of consumption. And then even buyers like me can evaluate the good and bad quality of food commodities directly. So another touch is the touch from the finished dish. There is an instinctive sensitivity that cannot be explained to divine this as a proper local food preparations. So because every food maker and connoisseurs has his own intuitions and tests, and everyone, I think everyone from all over the world has instinctive strengths and advantage like this. Not only Indonesians. Do you want to hear how Indonesians ears? Can you hear it? This roti roti, sayara roti. For what moment? Get it? Thank you. Okay, there are also those who say that the local perspective in collections of a human perspective in choosing opinions and belief about something. Yeah, it's gonna to sell about the bread. Yeah, this is a local bread, local products from bread. Yeah, and then we're gonna go to the next materials about the perspective. Alright, this perspective is also known as a point of view. Is that a point of view? There are those according to oneself and groups of people, maybe in a local food perspective. So if you are still fixed on ethnocentrism, yeah, in a previous video it was explained how ethnocentrism is. That there is ownerships and then strong idealisms that is rooted in a culture. So for example, the Sundanese culture like me, Sundanese people, have their own ethnocentrisms towards local food commodities because in addition to having guidelines, some of these food commodities still exist today. Where is the perspective according to a group of people on local food looks like at the result of distributions, origins, and then the daily functions that becomes ingredients for daily consumptions. But it is not a problem, yeah. And that perspective can develop, change, just like culture. Culture will always be dynamic as time goes on. And the times change unless there is one thing that can sustain it, including preservations, conservations, revitalizations, which of course make it better, has an impact on actual sustainability. Yeah, it's really hot issues. Moreover, this is a local food problems where there is the power of traditional agriculture. Yeah, the traditional agriculture as a culture for the farmer, which lacks appreciations from bureaucracy definitions. The question is, maybe this is the big questions for us. Can local food be present in the interest of human consumptions? It becomes and it come back to each individual, need it or not for now and the future. Maybe just I think that's enough. Yeah, and Hatur Nuhun.